welcome to another round of sports reviews. Tonight I'm reviewing Deportivo Saprissa 5, Arcahaie FC 0, the second semifinal of the 2020 Scotiabank Concacaf League. Saprissa wins and goes on to the final to face Alajuelense, the defending champion Saprissa versus their Costa Rican rival on February 3rd, Wednesday. The goals were scored as follows. In the 15-minute, Espindola scores off a header off the corner near post. Free header. Nobody was on him. He heads it in at the near post. Easy as you like, 1-0. Then in the 30th minute, Rodriguez gets the ball centered to him. Most of the net is open. All he has to do is tap it in. He does. 2-0 for Saprissa. Then in the 48th minute, Marin has a header, hits it in to make it 3-0. Then in the 56th minute, Christian Bolaños is running in alone, takes a shot. Romont drops. It goes over him a little bit too early. He drops, goes over him for 4-0. And then in the 66th minute, Torres, the cross is to him. He has the ball at the near post. He shoots it in. And that's 5-0. Saprissa dominates, especially in the second half, to win this match and go to the final as defending champions, have a chance to defend their CONCACAF League title from 2019. The stats were as follows: 20 shots to 6, 5 assists to 0 assists, 13 steals to 18 steals, 8 fouls to 17 fouls, 59% possession to 41% possession, 2 offside to 3 offside, 8 corners to 2 corners, 349 correct passes to 202 correct passes. Now, this game, early on, was a lot closer than we thought it would be. Arcahaie looked really good early on, and they looked like they were going to hold on and not put away Saprissa, but hold on and have a chance. And going down 2-0 into the half, I was like, as long as they have a perfect second half, they could get this to penalties or even win this match. And then they ran out of gas, and they got dominated in the second half. And it only took about, 20 minutes out of the 45 of the second half. No stoppage time. This whole game, Arcahaie overall got dominated only because of those 20 minutes, off the strength of those 20 minutes from Saprissa. But they're the defending champions, even without their best player that they sold, Johan Venegas. Of course, it was going to go that way. They didn't need Venegas tonight. They may miss him, selling him to their rivals that they're ending up playing on Wednesday the 3rd. But for me, tonight they didn't miss him, or this afternoon. It was like 4 o'clock to 6. Yeah, they don't miss him right now. So for me, when it comes down to it, the game was a good game. It was a fun game to watch. It was a lot better than Olimpia Alajuelense. But for me, Saprissa did everything they needed to do. Wasn't a great, perfect game, but they were clinical. They weren't perfect. They were clinical. They had a lot of corners. They took a lot of shots, but they scored 5 goals. And that was enough to put away Arcahaie. They were not coming back from 3 down. When the 3rd goal happened, I was like, it's over. And it was. They were not coming back from 3 down. So with that said, for me, Saprissa were dominant. Arcahaie just ran out of gas. Now, they were the ultimate underdogs. Probably the lowest ranked team to ever be in a CONCACAF League semifinal. It's CONCACAF. Weird stuff's happened, but they played with heart. I'm not saying they sucked. They played with heart. They fought. They didn't try to lose. Early on, they fought. And they fought as hard as they could until they ran out of gas, and they ran out of gas. It's not like they went and said, hey, you know what? We're probably losing. Let's just lay down. No, that's not what this was. They ran out of gas. They stopped fighting because they got tired. And you could tell it. Around the 60th minute, 50th minute, they started getting tired. 50th, 60th, they started getting tired. And when they went down 3, it probably helped. But the 48th minute, I don't think they were tired. It just happened. Then it goes to the 50th, 60th, 70th. They start losing it and keeping on losing it, and it just kept on going. They're a good team. They're not great. They're not special. They're probably not going to do much in the Champions League, especially if they get put against a Liga MX MLS team. Well, technically they would because, the first pot. I think Pantoja's in the first pot too. No. 4 MLS, Canada, 3 Mexico. It's all MLS and Liga MX teams. So if they go against a Liga MX team, they're getting ripped apart. If they're going against an MLS team, it depends on who it is. But just a little bit less so, probably. Unless it's Toronto, then you're probably getting ripped apart just as bad. But I don't think Columbus would rip them apart that bad. Maybe they have players that have the experience, but I don't think that they have the firepower that Toronto wants to have and needs to have. But it is what it is. But that's not the point. Arcahaie is trying to take their chance, and they ran out of gas. And they're probably going to do the same thing in the Champions League. Saprissa showed their power. They overpowered them as time went on. That's what they're supposed to do as defending champions, as the team that they are, the giant team that they are. They have to do that, and they did. It wasn't a perfect game, but they overpowered them, and that's what the scoreline is. Arcahaie did not get beat up. They tired themselves out. It's like, kind of like that. It's like, I don't know. It's like a boxing match. And you're out of your depth, and you're fighting. You're like a tomato can fighting Floyd Mayweather. In the first couple of rounds, you're getting shots. You're scaring him. You're pushing him away. You're winning the rounds. This is not a Connor reference. This is, this is just a random reference. And then as the match goes on, the more you get tired out, he knocks you out. When Floyd normally don't knock out people. That's kind of what this was. Yeah. So I'm not disappointed in Arcahaie. I'm not really overbearing at what Saprissa done. I think they will defend their title. I mean, Saprissa has a better offense now. And if Venegas can't play for Alajuelense, I think it'll be even. I think Saprissa is still the better team. But we'll get into that when we preview the final. So if I were you, Arcahaie fans, I'd be happy. You're doing something great. This is a big run from you. You'll have your first ever Champions League run in a couple of months, even though it'll probably end to an MLS team or a Liga MX team. Whoever you get is probably going to end it. Unless Portland, I don't know. But I don't think any of them would lose, per se. But it could look better depending on who you get. But you should be happy, proud of yourselves. Things will get better as time goes on because of the notoriety you've gained, honestly. And you should be proud. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. It could be very bad. It could be worse. You could have got butt blasted by Forge, and that changes your whole history. You didn't. You didn't really get butt blasted by Saprissa either. Being in the semifinals and going into the Champions League gives you some notoriety. And maybe one of your players gets picked up by an MLS side, seeing how you played in this tournament and the Champions League. Maybe. That gives you a transfer budget. And it does a lot for your club. So I think you should be happy with the way things went, honestly. Yes, you're not making the final, but you still have a Champions League run. This could change your club forever. Ask Independiente fans. Beating Toronto and almost beating Kansas City really did them some good. I don't know if they would have been a mainstay in Concacaf competitions had that not happened. That changed their club. Beating Toronto and almost beating Kansas City. Same for you. Going to the Champions League does a lot, but having a good showing, which I don't know if you will or not, but depending on who you play. Like Philadelphia, you could have a good showing. You may not win, but I don't think Philadelphia are going to be challengers at all. I think losing their two best players, it's not going to happen. Early on, you could shock them. You could. And that could do something. Hell, they may buy one of your players that shocked them. Hell, when Toronto got shocked by Independiente, I wanted Omar Brownie. So, it is what it is. Hell, I still do. But, on our club. But it is what it is. So, that is exactly what it is. So, that's how I'd feel if I were you. Saprissa fans, if I were you, I'd be happy for the club. Happy that you didn't get super cursed by the Concacaf League Champions curse, at least in this game. That would have been really embarrassing. And you're back in the final. You could defend your title, and that's a proud thing to see. That's a proud thing to do. Nobody's ever gotten this close to doing that in this tournament. So you should be proud. You could defend your title in 2 weeks' time. Or even, this is the closest people have gotten to defending the title. Olympia didn't even get into the tournament the year after they won. Who won the second year? Herediano lost in the round of 16 the year after they won. Y'all, well, now you're in the final the year after you won. That's amazing. So, I'd be happy. Looking at the situation, you're in the Champions League, you're back in the Concacaf League final. You have a very good chance to win compared to if it was Olympia. It's a pretty even final, I think. So, I'd be happy. The way things have fallen for you is a good thing. You may have lost your best player during Champions League. That may not be great. But maybe Kendall Waston as a defender was a smart signing. We'll see. He played well tonight, but we'll see. So that's how I'd feel if I were you. So if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell all your friends. Tomorrow I will preview the NFC and AFC championships before Sunday, because tomorrow's Saturday. So yeah, I'll be previewing that. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.